Go ahead.
Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents whose children have passed. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at this meeting is voluntary. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Discussions here are confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you could join us this evening, and thank you, Sunny, for being here.
Yes, thank you, Sunny, for being here. And thank you all for being here as well. If you could possibly put in the chat box who you are, where you're from, if you're an affiliate leader, caring listener, or a board member, that would be wonderful so that we can recognize you. And this is going to be such a wonderful evening. It's going to be interactive, and Sunny is going to be teaching us. So it'll be a lot of fun to be learning more about intuition. And again, welcome from wherever you are. I know that I see one of our affiliate leaders is on from Romania, which is very exciting. And let's see, Spokane, Washington, and Florida. But I'm going
Yeah.
to go ahead and read Sunny's bio. And that way you can know a little bit more about her. She's a good friend of James Van Prague's. And I know that a lot of you were able to spend time with James Van Prague at our conference just recently. He's so much fun, and she has been working with him for quite some time, but her bio is really impressive. She is an angel expert, psychic medium, spiritual guide, best-selling author of 23 books, by the way, and a business mentor. She stands out as a renowned psychic medium, visionary, and spiritual business coach. She is a regular Woman's World magazine contributor and has penned, as I said, 23 books. Invoking the Archangels and The Love Never Ends are notable bestsellers, forming the foundation for her signature talks on intuition, mediumship, and the angelic realm. Sunny's offerings span courses, one-on-one sessions, and live events through which she's nurtured a vast global community. Whether it's face-to-face or digital, her mentorship has empowered countless individuals to align with their inner selves and embrace a higher vibrational, multidimensional existence. She's the brain behind the Elevate Your Life membership platform, a space dedicated to crafting a life filled with abundance, self-appreciation, and happiness. As the leader of Elevate Your Life, Sunny emphasizes accountability, support, and guidance, ensuring sustainable and purposeful transformation. Everyone is invited to tap into 2 decades of her wisdom and teachings within this community. She's been working with the angels since she was a teenager and is passionate about sharing her expertise so others can feel the powerful presence of angels in their lives. Sunny's annual Angel Day has taught thousands of people to connect with their angels. Sunny dedicates her time to volunteering as a psychic detective for Find Me, a global nonprofit. This organization brings together psychic, investigative, and canine search and rescue volunteers, all working in tandem to aid law enforcement and assist families of the missing and victims. For more information about Sunny, you can check out her website at www.sunnydawnjohnston.com. I'll put that in the chat box. And without further ado, please join me and Irene in welcoming Sunny Dawn Johnston. Welcome, Sunny. I know you've been on camera all day long. Welcome to our show tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Elizabeth, and thank you, Irene. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here and allowing me to spend the next hour or so with you and connecting and talking about the angels. So I want to start by sharing that a little bit about my background so that you know really why I'm here and why I'm speaking specifically on this subject. You know, we all come to different areas in our life because of experience, right? And so for me, my experiences started, as Elizabeth had said, when I was 13 years old. And that was when I was actually introduced to the angelic realm and started connecting with and opening up to the angels. And so I'm just going to share with you a little bit about how that happened, because it's kind of an interesting story, and one that I think oftentimes a lot of us, based on our life experiences and challenges, we come to a place where we open up more to the spirit world for one reason or another, whether that's a transition of a loved one, whether it's through a diagnosis or disease, whether it's through challenge in your life. And we come to those places, and it starts to expand our perception of life in the world, and maybe gives us a greater, broader sense of who we are and our connection to the spirit world. And when I say the spirit world, I'm talking about our angels, our loved ones in spirit, our spirit guides, ascended masters, and the God of your understanding, whatever that is: source energy, universal energy, light energy, higher self, whatever you call that or don't call that. And so for me, this all started when I was 13 years old. I went to bed one night, like any other night, normal night. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. And when I woke up, I went to roll over, and there was this light like towards my ceiling. And so when I went to roll over, I looked up and I looked at the clock, and the clock said 1 o'clock. And when I rolled over, there was this beautiful, colorful, winged being above my bed. And I observed this winged being that felt very safe. It didn't feel scary. It didn't feel weird, actually, which is kind of strange that it didn't, because it probably should have, but it didn't. And the energy and the feeling of this presence brought me peace, just brought me this connection and this like, and I didn't even know what I was feeling, and I didn't have time to think about it. I literally just laid in bed, kind of observing and feeling and connecting with this energy. And I felt so comforted and so safe and so loved, is the word I would use, that I literally just rolled over and went back to sleep. And so then the next morning I woke up and my head kicked in. I was like, oh my gosh, what was that? And I ran downstairs and I told my mom what happened. And she said, well, Sunny, that was your guardian angel. And I said, I don't think I have one of those. And she said, well, of course you do. Everybody has a guardian angel, Sunny. And I said, I don't think so. If I have a guardian angel, they're not doing a very good job. Because in my 13-year-old mind, if I had a guardian angel, then that guardian angel would be protecting me from anything bad ever. Any bad feelings, any bad situations, any bad circumstances. And that was not my truth. That was not what had happened in my life. And so I really did not believe that this was my guardian angel. And I hadn't had any real experiences with angels. Angels to me were little statues that you decorated the house with. They were images that were in books. I knew that the Bible talked about them, but I wasn't raised in that type of background. So I didn't really have a lot of frame of reference. But what happened next is what actually brought me to here today where we're speaking, and I'm sharing this information with you. My mom said to me, she said, well, you do have a guardian angel, Sunny, everybody does. And last night at 11 o'clock at night, I went into your room and I prayed over you. And I asked God and the angels to keep you safe. Now, at that time in my life, I was really struggling with self-esteem and self-worth and self-value, like a lot of 13-year-olds, not feeling like I wanted to be here, not knowing that I didn't fit in. And my mom was observing that. I was depressed, and she was concerned with me. And so that was at 11 o'clock that night that she had come into my bedroom. And what I realized when she said that to me was that I had awakened to the manifestation of my mother's prayer. I had awakened to the manifestation of her prayer. And as I had that awareness, it didn't convince me that it was an angel, because I for sure was still like, well, if I have one, she's not doing a very good job. But what it did was it got me curious. And curiosity is what has fed me for 40 years, because that happened 40 years ago. And it started this journey of not knowing how, which I bet a lot of you can relate to this, not knowing how to open up to them, not knowing how to connect to them, not knowing what I did to have that experience, to then have it again and to recreate it. But it gave me the awareness that it existed, that something existed outside of this physical humanness that I was. I had always been what people called weird, intuitive, sensitive, empathic, all of those things. And so this experience brought me that curiosity. And what I started doing is, well, first what I did is I went, so in my mind, I thought, okay, well, I need to learn about angels. So I went to the library, because I was a real heady, like I was a real intellect. I loved school. I loved learning. So I went to the library, and I went up to the librarian and I said, I need to find some books on how to talk to angels. And the librarian looked at me like I had 5 heads. And I probably should tell you also, I was raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. So if that helps you at all with the background, okay? So she looked at me and she said, the occult section. And I didn't even know what the occult section was. So she sent me to the occult section. So I just went. And when I got to the occult section, there were 3 kinds of books. This was it in Salt Lake City, Utah in the early 80s. Runes, astrology, and numerology. Those were all the books that were there. So there were no angel books there. And so I thought, okay, well, they don't have angel books, but I checked all those books out, because I thought, well, I guess I belong in the occult section. So I got those books. I took them home, nothing about angels. So then I went to, okay, well, what should I do? And my spirit guided me to just ask. And I didn't know how to ask. I didn't know what way to ask. I didn't know if there was a right way or a formal way to ask. So this was literally how I started. I said, I don't know who you are. I don't know where you came from. I don't know why you showed up, but would you please come back? I want to experience you more. That was my prayer. It was 13-year-old Sunny asking, hey, let me experience you. I don't know how to make that happen again. And what happened was, within a couple of days, it did. They did. And I started having what I would call visitations. I started seeing, specifically, this was my guardian angel. I started seeing that presence. I started seeing energies that were showing up, and I was getting messages from them. And they were telling me, like Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, they would come with different colors. They would come with different energies, like emotions, qualities, things like that. And because I was a good student, I just started writing it all down. Oh, okay, this color, this angel on this day at this time. And then I felt this at this day on this time. And that's how this whole journey started. And it was an amazing experience, because I didn't know that other people didn't have that happen too. I didn't realize it, right? And so as I started having those experiences and the angels started showing up and giving me these messages, and then I'd start seeing, like I always had seen auras, but I didn't know what it was. And so then I started, oh my gosh, this is the energy that's around like beings, like light beings, and we're all light beings too. And I was putting two and two together and doing my own math problems. And and then I started recognizing that that stuff that people thought was weird about me, that was like my sensitivity and my intuitiveness, and it was a gift, except for it didn't always feel like a gift. And so as I journeyed through that, what started to happen is I started seeing not just angels, but then I started seeing deceased loved ones. And the first experience, I was 13. It was about 3 months after that experience with my guardian angel. And well, at that time when we were 13 in the 80s, you played with your friends. You didn't hang out. You didn't go, get food. You played. And so we were outside, literally, at a park playing. And and next to her, her grandfather appeared. And I said to her, I said, Michelle, your grandfather's next to you. And she said, Sunny, he died. He just died 2 weeks, because he had just died 2 weeks ago. I said, I know, but like, he's with you. Isn't that cool? Like, because I had all these angel experience, but I hadn't told anybody, because I had like this sense that I probably shouldn't tell people. But then this thing, when I saw her grandfather, I'm like, so he's like right next to you. And she's like, there's no way, he's dead. And I said, I know, but that's how he's with you, because he is dead, right? She went home. She told her mom, and I no longer had a friend. Then she went to school, and she told all the other kids, and then I didn't have any friends. And what I learned very quickly, and I wonder if any of you have had this experience as you have walked through life and walked through challenges and walked through the grieving process and losing your loved ones, is I learned very quickly that in my environment, in my family, with the exception of my mother, in my school, and in my city, it was not safe to be who I was. And it was not safe to share the experiences that I was sharing, because I would be judged, I would be teased, I would be picked on, and that's what happened. And so for the next 14 years, 15 years really, I did this back and forth dance. And I wonder if any of you have done that. Like, I stepped in and I would embrace this connection with the angels, and I loved it. And it was amazing. I had life-changing, miraculous experiences. And then I would push it away and I'd say, I just want to be normal. And then I would get to a place where I had a lot of pain in my life and it was very difficult, and the angels would show up for me, and then I would push it away. And I did this push back and forth. So how many of you, I want you to think about this for a minute, how many of you are intuitive, and you know you're intuitive, and you recognize you're intuitive, and you felt that intuition, and maybe you were trained out of it as a young person, or maybe people thought you were weird, or maybe when you had a loss in your life and you started having these experiences, and people would say, well, that's just because you want it to be that way, it's not real, or talk you out of your intuition. If anybody, you had that experience, you got talked out of your intuition, right? Or maybe you were picked on, or you were compared, or you were judged, or you were criticized. So for the next 15 years, that's what I did, is I did this dance, right? We did this dance. And I knew I was intuitive. I knew things before they happened. I knew that when I had dreams and I remembered all the dreams, that they were going to have, that always happened in my life. But I also had this part that I just want to fit in. I just want to be like everybody else, except for I wasn't. And so what happened was, when I was 28, my grandmother, who I was close to, she was an alcoholic. She had a very, very difficult life. She died. And my son's birth paternal grandmother, she died within 4 months of each other. So those were the two first real close deaths to me. I was with my son's paternal grandmother when she passed. So I was with her when she took her last breath, and I was by myself. And my grandmother died a very, very tragic death. She had Alzheimer's, and she walked out of her care facility in Park City, Utah, and froze to death. So I had those two traumatic deaths back to back. And once those two experiences were, which I had a miraculous, amazing experiences being with my mother-in-law when she transitioned, and with my grandmother as soon as she transitioned, because she came to me. But after the two of them went to spirit, they became a team on the other side. And they started going, all right, Sunny, it's time for you to do what you're meant to do. Quit trying to be like everybody else. Quit trying to fit in. Quit trying to minimize this. Quit trying to hide it. Quit trying to pretend that you're just a stay-at-home mom. It's time for you to do what you want to do. I like to say they haunted me. They didn't really haunt me, but they kind of did, into my purpose. And so that's my background. And I share that whole story with you because I know that for many of you, you're having experiences. Maybe you don't understand them. Maybe they don't always make sense. Maybe you have been one that was very intuitive and pushed it down and shut it off and disconnected because everybody else couldn't accept it, or because it caused too much issue for people, or because you didn't understand it, for any and all of those reasons. And so what my intention is here today is to share with you a little bit about the angels and a little bit about intuition, because those are two of my passion points. And of course, connecting with your loved ones that are in spirit. I will tell you that I opened up to the intuitive aspect, and I opened up to connecting and communicating with the angels because they were very strong within my my field, and they happened very almost naturally and gracefully. But I was traumatized with that experience of seeing my friend's grandfather, because I was shamed, and all of the things that went on with that, that I did not want to ever do mediumship. I never wanted to have anything to do with it. And there were two reasons. Number one, I had that trauma and shame. Number two, I'm an empath. I'm a clairsentient person. So we get our intuition through 4 basic channels. We get it through seeing, which is called clairvoyant. We get it through hearing, which is called clairaudient. We get it through feeling, which is called clairsentient. And we get it through knowing, which is called claircognizant. There are a couple others, clairgustance, clairfragrant, those happen as well. But usually one of those 4 pillars is our strongest, greatest channel to connecting with our loved ones in spirit, our angels, our guides. And when we are present, because that is the number one key to your intuition, is you must be present. If you're distracted, if you're focused on other people, if you're focused on what you need to do, what you should have done, what you didn't do, if you're focused on what you're going to have for dinner, whatever those things are, we're not in present moment. And spirit, your loved ones, your angels, your guides speak in this moment right now. They only speak in present moment. Present moment is where all the power is and where all of the experiences are. And it's the only way spirit can come to you is in present moment. So you have to be present. So when you're expanding that intuition, right? You're seeing, you're feeling, you're hearing, you're knowing. For me, I am an empath. My nature is I'm a clairsentient person. That was my strongest attribute. We have one attribute that's like the strongest, and then we usually have a secondary that kind of follows that right up. A lot of times if you're a feeler, the secondary is knowing. If you're a knower, the secondary is feeling. Those two usually go very, very closely together. And so for me, because I was a feeler, I didn't want to feel the sadness. I didn't want to feel the hurt. I didn't want to feel the pain of the loss that I would feel when I would be connecting with people's deceased loved ones. So I was the resistant medium. When I would do a reading and loved ones would show up, I would say, I'm so sorry. I can't. Like, I really could not carry that energy. And it felt very selfish. And my spirit would tell me, Sunny, this is the work you're meant to do. And I just couldn't. I would get so upset, and I would get sick, and I would get sad, and I'd feel heartbroken. I didn't know how to hold my own energy. I didn't know how to manage the energy that I felt in my body. And so I started learning to pay more attention to the way my intuition was coming. And I started working much more consistently with Archangel Michael. So Archangel Michael is the angel of protection, which you're probably familiar with for many of you. How many of you are familiar with Michael? You've heard of Michael, or you know of Michael. You already have a relationship with Michael, right? Michael is like the top dog. He's the most popular. Okay, so Archangel Michael. So he's the angel of protection, guidance, strength, and courage. And he vibrates to the color blue. So a blue, indigo deep blue is what most people, if they are visual, connect with Archangel Michael. If you've seen images of Archangel Michael, you usually see him with a blue shield or a blue sword. That's that energy of protection. And so when I was feeling all of this stuff, when I first just started doing readings for people, just psychic readings, and wasn't doing the mediumship, and their loved ones would come in, I could feel so much pain that I couldn't manage it. And so I started working very consistently to learn how to manage my energy so that I could be the observer of people's experiences, but not the absorber of people's experiences. Y'all know what I mean by that? Those of you that are sensitive, you understand, right? Being a witness to somebody's pain, but not soaking it up like a sponge,
And
right?
Sunny, let me just clarify there. I
Yes,
know that you feel the same way. The pain that you were feeling and absorbing was the pain from the sitter. This is the person who is still
correct.
centered, not from people in spirit at all. Never, ever, ever, because they are happy, healthy, and
Oh,
home.
yes, for
And
sure.
I just wanted to
100%.
clarify that for everyone.
So, but
Yes.
what it was if I was going to do a reading with someone, the sadness that the person that was here had, the loss that they felt, was so overwhelming to me that I couldn't actually connect clearly with the loved one in spirit because that was too high of a frequency. Okay, our loved ones in spirit are a high frequency, and when we're in that heavy place, our energy is just lower simply because we're carrying that sadness. And that's what I would tap into. So when I started working with Archangel Michael and I learned how to manage and maintain my energy, then I could be the observer and I didn't absorb the heaviness and the sadness. Then I could be tapped into that light energy and love the energy of the spirit world, love the light, love the play, love the fun, and almost to a place where there were times where it almost felt irreverent because they'd be like, I'm fine, I'm over here, like quit making it a big deal. And I'm like, yeah, but yeah, but your mom, your brother, your sister, they're having a hard time, like because the energy was so high in the spirit world. But for me, as a person that was learning how to manage that energy, I didn't know how to separate it, right? And so Archangel Michael really helped with managing my own energy. And I want to suggest this to all of you because I know that those of you that are here because you have someone in spirit that you love. And if you have someone in spirit that you love, oftentimes what we do is we kind of build up on the human level, we build up almost a protection, and it doesn't often, when we do that, it doesn't often allow us to experience them in their purity, in their light, in their connection. And we get stuck in our feelings and our emotions, and not that they're wrong or bad or anything else, but they, spirit world, they want us to be joyful. They want us to be happy. They want us to recognize that they are at their best frequency ever. It's like the best day on earth times a million. And I'm going to give you an example that started happening to me. So when I was in that resistance, I had an experience, and I'll share the experience with you. And then I'm going to share a couple of things that are tips that you guys can use. So I was in this resistance, and some of you may find yourself in this resistance. You may find that you get resistant, afraid, feeling too much, like you're going to get stuck in that energy. So I had an experience where I was doing readings. I had a bright idea to do readings at the state fair. It wasn't a bright idea, by the way, but I thought it was a bright idea. So at State Fair in Arizona, which at that time was 21 days in a row, and there was Sunny doing readings every single day. And I had a man come up to me, and this man, as he walked up to me, now remember, this was 20 years ago, 25 years ago, actually. So give me a little grace because I was judgmental. Okay. So 25 years ago. So this man started walking up to me, and I could tell he'd had a hard life, and I could tell that it had been very rough, and he had a very low frequency, right? I could tell there'd been addiction, drug issues, things like that. And so I had been doing readings all day, and I was just like, oh my gosh, he's going to be so hard. So I put a book up in front of me, and I was trying to hide. Okay. I was like, I just don't know if I can do this. Okay. And this is when I was first learning how to try to embrace this gift. So he sat down, and he sat down really rough, and he said, read me. And I said, okay, here we go. And I called on my angels, and I asked for their help, and he sat down. And as soon as he sat down, his son, little boy, just started jumping up and down, jumping up and down, jumping up and down. And I'm like, listen, buddy, I can't. I just can't. And I was talking to him telepathically. I just can't. I just can't. And he kept saying, come on, I'm right here. Just tell him I'm fine. Just tell him, look at me. I'm like, I'm great. I'm okay. Just tell him that. I'm like, oh, I just can't. And so finally, after trying to ignore him for 10 minutes, this little boy said to me, okay, fine, then just tell him it's not his fault. So I took a breath, and I'm like, okay. So I said, I have your son. He's 4 years old. He wants me to tell you it's not his fault. It's not your fault. And the man, who was this hard, strong, rough man, melted. And he cried, and I cried, and we cried together. And his little boy wanted to share that the little boy was murdered by his mother. And the reason was that he looked like his dad. And she, or he, the little boy, wanted the dad to know, number one, it's not your fault. Number two, I am fine. Like, I am so happy, and I am so joyful, and I am so full of life, and I'm with you, but you won't let me in because you are thinking that it's your fault. And this man walked away a completely different person. And my angels said to me, you see, this is what you're meant to do. You're meant to help people. And so I had to learn how to manage that energy. And we all have to do that, because here's the thing, friends, whether it's a loved one in spirit or whether it's people in your world, we are all taking on energy, picking up energy, feeling energy of others all the time. Do you guys recognize that about yourselves? You walk into a room and you feel the heaviness, right? You're like, ooh, there's something heavy. Or you talk to a friend, or your phone rings and you look at it and you're like, oh boy, so-and-so's calling. And sometimes we have those people in our life that are like, okay, I can't do that right now. Do y'all have one of those people that you're like, whoo, okay, they're in a place, right? And we get that because we've all been that person, right? We've all been on both sides of that. And what Archangel Michael has taught me, which is one of the things that I want to share with all of you, is that oftentimes we are taught and trained how to protect our energy. Have any of you heard that familiar term? Protect your energy so that you don't pick up the negativity or pick up the density. Have you heard that term? Some of you? Okay. So I want to give you a different perspective, because what Michael taught me, initially, that's how I was taught also, protect my energy. And so then if I was protecting my energy, I'm keeping all the bad stuff out, right? Which implies that I'm the good stuff and everything outside of me is the bad stuff. Okay. That's the implication first. But what it really is that when we try to keep everything out, we use a lot of our life force energy trying to control outside of us. And I bet all of you know that you can't control things outside of you. You've learned that, right? You've learned that through life experience. So instead of protecting ourselves and trying to keep things out and everybody out and controlling and managing everybody else, what Archangel Michael said is, just let me help you maintain your own energy. What you're responsible for is this space. You're responsible for the energy around you, because that you can control. Not always in the best way that you want to, but it's where you have your power. So instead of protecting and keeping people out, manage and maintain your energy and keep your energy in. That way, when you are in experiences and circumstances that feel heavy or feel dense, all you have to do is hold your own energy. You don't have to try to control anybody outside of you. And there was a freedom and a power in that, friends, that makes all the difference. Because a lot of you, when you see that phone and you see that person that's needing something from you, that's affecting you, that maybe is in a bad place right now, and you're just trying to manage your own life, you're like, oh, I can't do that right now. This is what happens. Is we have a tendency, and I'm going to just give you a little scenario, see if you relate. So let's say that person calls and they call you and they say, hey, Sunny, oh my gosh, I'm going through this really hard time. I'm just going to use an example of a divorce. I'm going through this divorce and it's so hard and I just don't know what to do. And so I just called you because I thought maybe you could make me feel better. And I talked to her for an hour. And at the end of the call, she's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. And you're like, oh, good. I'm so glad you feel so much better. And she leaves, gets off the phone. You're like, ugh. Yuck, I do not feel so much better. Like you take that energy on. Do any of you ever do that in your life? Take on the energy, right? Of the sadness, of the pain, of the whatever, of the physical being. So we do that. So then next day they call, hey, can I talk to you again? And you're like, sure. And they have the same story and you do the same thing. And then they feel better and then you don't feel better. And that goes on and it goes on and it goes on. Well, let's do a couple weeks down the road. Same scenario, same person calls. They tell you the same story because that's what happens a lot of times. Yeah. And this time you go, hey, have you thought about meditating? Have you thought about maybe going to mediation? Have you thought about, and you give some suggestions. And they say, no, I can't do that because this won't work. I've already tried that. No, that's not going to work. And they aren't open to your suggestions. And what starts happening is we get irritated, start getting mad. Like, why won't they try anything? Like there's so many things they could do and they won't do any of them. And here's the key. The reason that you get angry, frustrated with that is because in order for you to feel better, you need them to feel better. If they feel better, then I can feel better. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay. So if they won't take my advice, if they won't do something different, then they're going to keep calling me and I keep feeling yucky after the conversation. So if they would just feel better, then I could feel better. And what Michael teaches us, and what the angels always teach us, is that unconditional love for self and others. Self and others. And so Michael is saying, hey, if you can manage and maintain your own energy and not let your energy dip, and instead stay focused on your frequency and your energy, be the observer, not the absorber, be a witness to people and where they're at, then when you do that, you have the ability and you have the availability to then love even greater, to have the energy to love even more, because you can manage and hold your own energy. And so we invite Archangel Michael in to be able to manage and maintain our own energy. Now, as we're opening up to our intuition, our angels are always giving us subtle messages, subtle ways to connect with them. So if I was going to give you kind of a frequency, a vibrational frequency level, we as human beings, we're here. And the reason that our energy is here is because we have more density, because we're a spirit, light frequency in a body. And that brings more density. When we transition, when we drop our bodies, when we die, our frequency automatically raises simply because we no longer have a body. Automatically raises. Okay. So the next level up from here, we're here, deceased loved ones are here. Our spirit guides are the next frequency. Okay. And then it's the angels and the archangels, the ascended masters, and the God of your understanding, whatever that is for you, if it is for you. So if our frequency is here, and you want to connect more with your deceased loved ones, you want to connect with those that are in spirit, you want to connect with our spirit guides, we want to connect with our angels, then our opportunity is, as we open our energy, as we're willing to connect to that energy, as we focus on ourselves and loving ourselves and letting that light in, as we ask Michael to help hold that energy, then our frequency raises. And as our frequency raises, we feel that connection, we feel that presence, we feel our loved ones in more and greater ways. Because oftentimes part of the reason that we don't feel them is because we're in that human, and it's a human experience, and it's normal, so there's nothing wrong with it, but we're in the human experience of the sadness or the loss, and we struggle to connect with that light, which is what our loved ones are in. Like it's never been my experience, never once in all of the years that I've done this work, that the spirit world hasn't been in happiness, peace, joy, love, excitement, and wanting us to feel that also. They want us to feel that connection. And so they're always sending us little signs and messages and ways so that we recognize, hey, I'm not gone, I'm just in the other room. The room just looks different, right? One of the things that when I was writing my book, The Love Never Ends, that Spirit gave to me, and I think this could be of value to many of you, is that if you focus on their absence, you experience their absence. If you focus on their presence, you experience their presence. You cannot experience their presence when you're focused on their absence. You cannot. So when we open up to their presence and we look and we ask and we invite, allow me to experience you. My greatest prayer when I have had loved ones that have gone to spirit, my greatest prayer is, allow me to experience you in a way that I know it's you. Allow me to experience you in a way that I know it's you. And then I stay open and stay present, right? Because presence is the key to that connection. Now, when you're opening up to your intuition, you may not always understand how it's showing up. So it's always good to know, am I a seer? Am I a feeler? Am I a knower? Or am I a hearer? Okay, how do your messages come to you the most? How do they show up naturally? And if you're not sure, look back to your childhood. Because normally, like if you were a sensitive kid, you're probably clairsentient. That's probably going to come through feeling, right? If you are somebody that has things just pop into your head for no apparent reason. Do you guys get that? You just have a knowing, but you don't know why. You don't know where it came from. That's claircognizance. So claircognizance is when a thought, a feeling, a knowing, an image, a word, a message comes in, but you're like, I don't even know where that came from. Well, that is spirit. And that's the way that spirit is communicating with you. Now, spirit, again, could be your angels or your guides or your loved ones that are in spirit. Right? So that's the way they're sending you a direct message. And oftentimes what we do is we go, I don't know, that's weird. That was weird. And here's the thing that Spirit told me. Never use the word weird. It negates the gift of the message. It negates the gift of the message. So instead go, that was cool. That was awesome. That was neato. That was different, but not weird. Okay? So claircognizance, knowing. It just comes to you from out of the blue. You don't know why. Clairvoyance, seeing, that's visual. Those are the dreams. Those are the deja vus. Those are the seeing the auras, or literally seeing your loved ones show up in your room, or images of them in your mind's eye, or literally right in front of you, right? Or dreams. You know, a lot of people will say, I had a dream of my loved one. Most of the time, those aren't dreams. Those are visitations. There is a difference, and they feel different. You experience them differently. Clairaudient, that's when you're having the message, either an audible voice, so your loved one could be literally speaking to you, your angels could be whispering a message to you, or it's inside of your head. But it's not that critical voice that's inside of our head. We all know that one. This is a voice that says, sometimes it's like I hear that voice a lot driving, like turn right, like now, turn right. or I hear my name sometimes call me, like I'll get my name. And so that causes me to pay more attention. So oftentimes in ways like that, they'll show up through that clairaudient experience. And then the clairsentient is the feeling. And the feeling you're going to have two different ways. You're going to get that internal feeling, like the gut feeling, that sense, like when you know something's off, or when you know something feels very peaceful, even though it should feel off, right? Both ways. So internally or externally, like the goosebumps, the hair on the back of your neck, the sense or feeling of someone literally next to you or standing behind you, the presence of your loved one in the energy field that you're in. Okay, so that seeing and hearing and feeling and knowing, those are the ways that the spirit world is sending you their messages. Is their form of communication. And what our job is as physical beings walking this planet is to learn a new language. Okay, it's to learn a new language. So I'm going to share with you the analogy that the angels helped me to understand, because this may be helpful to you. So I want you to imagine that you have a loved one that you have in your life right now that's a physical person that comes to you and says, I'm moving to China. And I am so excited, super excited to move to China. And you're like, China? Really? You want to go to China? Yep, I'm moving to China and I'm so excited about it. I have all these opportunities. I'm so excited. So I'm moving like next week. And you're like, okay. So part of you is like, I don't want you to move, right? But then there's a deeper part of you that's like, well, I want you to be happy. And if China is the place you want to go, right, I don't want to hold you back. Could we all agree to that could be true? Okay. So they're like, okay. And they're so excited. And you can see it in them that they're so excited. So you're trying not to have your ego kick in and be like, no, don't go to China, because you know this is really where they want to be, right? So they moved to China. But when they moved to China, they forgot to tell you that, oh, now that I'm in China, I'm going into the immersion program and I can't speak English anymore. So now you need to learn Chinese in order to communicate with me. This is a way that spirit, the vision that spirit gave me of what happens when our loved ones go to spirit, okay? They're going to a place that they're super excited about. They couldn't ever verbalize it here because they didn't know, but they're there now and they're like, this is like Disneyland, on steroids, right? Like, okay, this is super exciting. I'm super excited. I want you to be excited for me too. And now I need to teach you a new language if you want to communicate with me. It's better than Chinese. I think Chinese is a very hard language, but you've got to learn a new language. And now if you want to communicate, we can still be connected. We can still communicate. You know, in your heart and in your spirit, I told you, yeah, I'm ready. Like I'm so excited about this. And I'm going to be so happy. And even though you don't see them anymore and you're not positive, you have this ability and this recognition that if they are there, and we're going to move it to the spirit world, if they are there, they are happy. It's an absolute. And with that, then we tap into that energy of being happy for them. And then learning how to activate, open up our intuitive channels, seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing. And there's lots of different ways to do that, which of course I don't have time in an hour to teach you, but tons of ways to start opening up your intuition. And as you do that, you start learning their language. Oh, when I feel this, it means this. Oh, when I see this, then that means that. And then you start to have this dialogue to where, yes, they are not here in the same form that they were in, but they are here nonetheless. And that is one of the greatest gifts that we can receive when we're open to seeing it, right? When we're open to seeing it. Now, I want to introduce you. I know I only have a few minutes left, but I want to introduce you to one more angel that I think could be very valuable to many of you. So when I was learning a lot about the angels, when I was 18, I had my first son, and he wasn't expected, wasn't planned. I was a single mom, and I developed a very, very serious illness throughout my pregnancy. So I had toxemia, which turned into preeclampsia, which turned into eclampsia. And when I was in labor with him, I had a stroke. And so they did an emergency C-section, didn't think that he was going to live or I wasn't going to live. And within about 12 hours of having him, I developed 106.3 degree temperature. And I had that temperature for 3 weeks. And so right under 3 weeks, 19 days. And on the 19th day, they came in and they said to me, we don't think you're going to make it through the night. And we need to know who your son goes to, because I was a single mom. If you don't, because I just turned 19 years old. And so they asked me to sign my rights away to him. And that night, after having that awareness, and I was I had out of body experience, near death experience, all the stuff. Archangel Raphael came to me in my hospital room, and he told me to breathe in his green healing light. And so I visualized myself, and as I would breathe this energy in, this green energy would come in and it would move through my whole body. And this black tar I would breathe out. And I did this for 12 hours. And I was strapped down because I had infection from my breast to my knees. My body was full of infection. So I was strapped down. So I was in like a position of being open, like I am open to receive. So I had this open energy, and I would just breathe this green in and breathe out this guck for 12 hours. And the next morning, the night that they didn't think I was going to live through, my fever broke for the first time in 19 days. And it was Mother's Day. And they couldn't explain it. But I knew. I'd experienced a miracle, a miraculous healing. I wasn't like, oh, all of a sudden healed and got up out of bed or anything. But I did check myself out of the hospital, because I was going to go home and be with my baby if I was going to die. And what happened was that energy of Archangel Raphael coming to me and allowing me to heal, bring in that healing energy, began to heal my body. And so I want to offer this to all of you. I've worked with Raphael for all of these years. And Raphael can help you heal your emotion, can help you to lift the heaviness and the sadness and the density. Does it take it all away? No. But can he help to transmute that energy so that you can find that light that is connected to your loved one? Absolutely. He helps you to heal physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so if you are somebody that is in the depths of it right now, and you're open to receive some healing. If I were in an in-person workshop right now, I'd do an experience with you and bring Raphael's energy in so that you could feel him. But because we're individual right now, what I would just invite you to do is do an invocation and ask Raphael to come in and allow you to experience that healing energy, and let it move through your body, let it move through your heart, let it move through your mind, to open up and create that connection, that deeper connection with your loved one that is right there. If you're not experiencing it, it's simply opening yourself up. And it's not simple, but it's simply opening yourself up into that higher frequency of believing that their presence is there and at peace, because it is. And I know I had to shorten it up, guys. So if we want to open up to any questions for a couple of minutes, I'm happy to
Well,
answer.
first of all, I just want
Wow.
to tell you that everyone loves what you're saying. In fact,
Mm.
I think that this is exactly what we needed tonight. And thank you so much for telling us about Archangel Raphael as well as Archangel Michael. But I also just wanted to say one thing from the very start that you were talking about. Thank heavens our world has changed since
Yeah.
the when you were ridiculed by your friend when you saw her grandfather, and then ridiculed by the kids in your school, because I truly believe that we have evolved so much since then. And I don't think that that's the reaction that kids would necessarily have today. I know that we still have relatives and friends who react that way, but that's because they are older, the way that we are older. I think that they grew up with that same kind of mentality. But I love that image of all of our kids deciding to go to another country. Um, I thought it was really interesting that you chose China because that's where Morgan went, and he passed at the base camp of Mount Everest in Tibet, so it was in China as well. And he was speaking Chinese, but it is true. We have to learn a new language to be able to communicate with our kids. They're having a blast. They're having so much fun over there. But unfortunately, we don't necessarily have the tools immediately to be able to communicate with them. But the tools that you've given us, especially the four clairs, are so helpful to all of us. There is one
Yes.
that I wanted
And
to.
I just want to add, Sunny, please come back. We want to do this again and go a little deeper. That would be
Oh,
wonderful.
I'm happy to. I got loads of stories and loads of experience to share. Happy to share with all of you. It's beautiful. It's my pleasure.
Well, and there's one question that I thought was there. There are several questions, but there's one that I thought was a very good question, and that is, do we have guardian angels, guides assigned to us when we are born? Do they stay the same throughout our life, or do they change?
Mm, very good question. So thank you, because when I do these, I don't make a plan. I kind of let it spirit kind of move through me, and I often share that, but I didn't today, so that's great. We have a guardian angel and what I call a master guide that are with us from beginning birth to death. Okay, which death is just birth in the spirit world, and birth is just death in the spirit world, right? It's just a cycle. It's just a cycle. So we have a guardian angel and we have our master guide that are with us for the entire journey. But just like we have different people that show up in our lives, like we need different support. Excuse me, we need different support when we're a teenager than we do when we're a new mother, than we do when we are walking through an illness, than we do when we're going through retirement, than we do when we're in transition. And so as we attract different people in our human life, it's very similar, because a frequency is called out that says, okay, she needs this support now. So new angels, new guides will come in to help support us in that time. And we have guides that can be some of them are deceased loved ones, but don't think that you want all your deceased loved ones that you've had in your ancestry. So in your history, all those loved ones, not all of them are your guides. And you don't want all of them as your guides, right? Because some of them still have the personalities. They're in that high joy place, and they still have the personality like, oh, she really needs to get her hair cut this way. Or do you see what I'm saying? Like, have that kind of energy. So we don't always, a lot of people think every family member that you've ever had in spirit is now a guide, and that's not the case. But the ones that can serve you for where you are on your journey, that have support, guidance, that have been in the similar circumstances, that have the similar situations, then they will be guides for you. So it's ever changing, and those two are our constants. That's a long answer to a short question.
That's a beautiful answer. And I just want to tell you that there are just so many people saying, as I say, thank you so much. This was amazing and enlightening. I love this. Thank you, Sunny. And then Barb is saying, thank you, Sunny. Love seeing you again. So she must have already done something with you. And she's
Yeah.
one of the affiliate leaders in Colorado, in Boulder and Erie. I took away great tools today. We have people joining us from Australia tonight, as well as, let's see, I'm just looking, I can't believe Romania is really, really late at night, but I'm glad that Kat is here. I want to reiterate what Irene said, that we'd really like for you to come back again to be able to help us a little bit more, if that's something that you could do for us. So we'll schedule maybe right after the new year, we can
Yeah,
schedule something.
I'd love to. I would love to. Happy to help in any of the ways that I can. Because as you know, my grandmother and my mother-in-law, they're over there going, okay, you do your work. So I'm committed now, guys. I just needed a little push, and I've been committed for 25 years. So I'm happy to show up in whatever way I can to serve you.
Thank you. And
This
then
was a fabulous meeting. So uplifting. Oh my goodness.
very
I can't wait to
uplifting.
listen to the replay.
And then also one other thing is that we have meetings at Unity once a month at Unity of Phoenix, and it's the third Sunday of the month. Maybe in the new year we could have you come and speak at Unity, which would be wonderful. So we'll see about that. We also Zoom that meeting to everyone at the same time, which
Oh,
is
beautiful. So everybody can participate. I love it. Yeah, I taught at Unity for years ago. So happy to go back and support.
yes, and you're also a friend of Reverend Sue Fredericks, which is another reason that that we know you, which is wonderful, and everyone knows Reverend Sue. So, anyway, thank you so much for being on here. We just appreciate it so much, and we always ask everyone to unmute and say thank you and good evening. So, if everyone would like to do so, go ahead and do so.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And good
Very
evening.
grateful.
Thank you. This was
Amen.
wonderful.
Amazing.
God
It was
bless.
amazing.
Sunny.
Thank
Great
you,
meeting.
Good evening.
Thank you so much.
Everybody. Good night.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you, Sunny.
Bye.